Okay, the next chakra we're going to talk about is the third eye chakra, and the phrase is I see. The body part connected here is the pituitary gland, which is in the middle, just behind the eyes, so up in the head. And the third eye is right behind the eyes, or in the middle of, in between your eyes. So if you close your eyes and you look in between your eyebrows, that is a good spot to practice seeing what is there for your third eye. Okay, the ages that are connected to the third eye are 8.5 to 14 years, 19 and 20 years, and 56 to 63 years. What's interesting, being that it's from children 8 to 14 years old, is that this is when the hormones are all over the place. And so it can be connected to what they're seeing and visualizing or experiencing in their world. They're starting to pick up on extrasensory things that are happening around them. Negative connections: refuse to see the truth, fear of unknown, mental instability, insomnia, anxiety, depression, critical over intellectualizing. The positive gifts are clairvoyance, visualization, imagination, and ability to manifest. The body connection is lower brain, left eye, nose, central nervous system, bloodstream, forehead. It's a yin energy, a feminine energy. Another phrase is to see, and the element is light. It's also known as the ajna and located between the eyebrows and the center of the forehead. This chakra is a front row seat to your inner knowledge and consciousness, also known as the chakra of all knowing. The third eye chakra is focused on intuition, open-mindedness, and wisdom. When balanced, you'll be able to detach yourself from everyday fears and insecurities so that greater truths will show themselves to you. This chakra allows you to reflect on your thoughts and feelings to understand yourself better and whom you are meant to be in this lifetime. The throat chakra projects a new perspective on life when activated. And then the third eye is what you're able to see. So it's like you see from the third eye, and then you're able to speak through the throat. You won't identify things in terms of black or white, good or bad. Instead, you'll be able to see the gray area and understand that everything in life isn't as straightforward as it may appear. The calmer your body is on a regular basis, the more your intuitive abilities will come in, and we all have them. So if you can work on calming your nervous system, coming into a place of rest and digest more often, then you will start to connect into those intuitive abilities a lot more. Those are called the clairs. And at the bottom of this page, there's a picture with all of the clairs listed: clairaudient, clairvoyant, clairsentient, etc. I'll go through them in just a little bit. The sixth chakra has a powerful influence on your mind and can integrate the creative and logical hemispheres of your brain, making you balanced and whole. When the opposing parts of your being are combined and used in conjunction, you obtain a higher level of enlightenment and understanding than you can only activate as one with one part of your consciousness. Okay, so everything is bringing us back home to ourselves, helping us with our awareness, and increasing our level of consciousness. Next, we're going to talk about some states of mind and beliefs. So, ways to connect with your beliefs that feed your feelings. Then actions and results to create the desired result you want. So sometimes you see in business, there's a circle around where your thoughts lead to your feelings, which lead to actions, which lead to results, and then it goes around in a circle again. I actually feel we need to interject and put beliefs at the very top before thoughts, because your beliefs, they affect, or they program, or they are connected to your thoughts and your thinking. So if you want to make any changes in your life, then you've got to look at what is the root belief of where this came from. Find it, love it if you need to, or any trauma or just feelings of not being worthy that may be connected to it, and then reframe it to an energy or a way of being that feels better for you today. An executive state needs problem solving in social setting. What can I learn from this is a good question. What is my opportunity? Self-regulation, self-care, asking for my needs to be met, only being open and vulnerable when it's safe. And sometimes you're hungry or you need a drink or your body's just saying, hey, I need a rest, right? So it's just having a look at all of you, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and your environment. Emotional state needs connection, empathy, and choices through I love you rituals, naming emotions, and 2 positive choices, right? So you can walk yourself out of it. So when you're in an overwhelm or an emotional state, what's one thing I can do right now to care for myself or to, create some kind of inner connection, or maybe you're looking for a way to connect into the body and what is going on, or observing, being the witness in your environment, right? And then another positive choice of what would feel good in the moment, that if you were to lay your head on the pillow tonight and you look back at your day, what feels good about how you resolved an issue, responded instead of reacting, those kinds of things where you can, I say, collect that gold coin like it's a level of a video game, but that you can stay calm in any state that you're in. A question can be, am I loved? And then looking for proof where you are supported. Sometimes it's helpful for the body to be asked yes or no questions. So if you're trying to process something or someone's trying to explain something to you or get an answer, more often than not, if you can ask a yes or no question, so it's just small little bit of information, then a quicker answer can come. Depends how calm your brain is. If you are in a survival state, that's the limbic brain, the back of your head. This is a survival state. The survival state needs safety and assertiveness through structure, active calming, noticing, and assertive commands. So when you are in a heightened state, your prefrontal cortex, your thinking brain on your, where your forehead is, has turned off. It's gone into safe mode and you're in survival mode. So in that moment, ground by placing your hand on your leg or your belly to stay present. Am I safe? Or if you know you are, you can say, I am safe, to bring your body out of that survival state. Observing and becoming the witness. What do I need in this moment to self-regulate? Okay, you cannot offer choices to a brainstem. When you think of a child that is having a meltdown or a temper tantrum, that is not a time for teaching. That is not a time, never is a time for I told you so. That's just going to bring on more shame and more anger. But, being in a space where you can just soothe the body in a moment of a panic or a freak out. Just what do you need in the moment to calm down? Water, a blanket, a walk, right? Something where you're going to bring the body out of that survival, out of fight or flight, high beta, hypervigilant kind of state, to a calmer state where you can actually reason. And once the body feels safe again, then that prefrontal cortex can open. That's where that thinking brain is, in the prefrontal cortex. Next are the imbalance symptoms. So the inability to self-reflect. Okay, if the chakra is out or you're just feeling wobbly in the third eye, you might go about your day-to-day without thinking about your actions or thoughts. Instead, you may find yourself focusing on insignificant matters, being afraid of the unknown. That's what anxiety is, fear of the future. There's a perceived threat in the future. So if you can just stay calm, stay in the moment, and learn how to self-regulate, then you have a better chance of seeing the things that can help you to move out of whatever it is that seems to be a conflict at the moment, or whatever you're moving through. Okay, and then depression is a fear, not a fear of the past, it's unprocessed emotions or unrepressed emotions is what depression is, okay? When you are afraid of the unknown, you may fear death, the spiritual world, or other things that you don't understand or understand. And so, seek someone who you trust, who you can ask questions about. Black or white thinking would be very hard. You may start to see issues as simply good or bad rather than thinking about them more thoroughly. from a higher state of awareness or consciousness, it's not black or white. There's different perspectives. It all depends on what is going on, who's involved, so many other things. Hormone fluctuations, your thyroid gland may be under or overproducing. This will harm your metabolism, making you feel distressed, both mentally and physically. Learning about hormone status in the body from a German new medicine perspective and how you're viewing the world around you. So based on the conflicts on the brain, I'm not going to go too heavy into this right now, but just your perception and how you view the world. Are you viewing it as feminine hormone or masculine hormone? And there's a difference with each one. Could be territorial, or could be scare fright. It could be that your territory is everything outside of you, or as a feminine, that the territory is your body. Back to yin and yang, the polarity of that masculine feminine definitely plays a part in that, and hormone fluctuations. Hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism. Okay, it's just looking at what is going on in the body. The thyroid gland in German new medicine is powerlessness. So if you ever, or you do feel like there's, some powerlessness going on, have a look and see, like, where are you supported? Where are things going well? And start to reframe what you believe about yourself. Any low self-worth or self-devaluation, figure out where's the root. Where did it come from? It had to come from somewhere, or someone told you weren't good enough on some manner, and then go rewrite that story. That's not true. You are worthy. You are meant for more. You are vital, right? Just reframing, changing out the old belief of what you heard or believe about yourself, and then replace it with something that feels much better. The color for the third eye is indigo. The element is light. And here's a crystal, is azurite is one for this. It's really beautiful. Grounding foods: grapes, kale, blackberries, purple cabbage, eggplant, dark chocolate, dill, thyme, rosemary. Next, we're going to talk about brain states or brain waves, and there are 5 different brain states that we are in. When you are just waking up in the morning, actually, I'll talk about delta first. So, delta waves are deep unconscious intuition and insight. Theta waves are subconscious creativity, deep relaxation. Alpha is spacey and dreamy state, receptive and passive. Beta is conscious thought, external focus. And gamma, not well understood, but linked to perception and alertness or anxiety. So delta starts at the bottom, if we were to flip this around. So when you are sleeping and you're just waking up, you're coming into theta. Okay, so theta is when you're in that really nice stage of, you're awake, but you're still in that sleepy kind of state. And then moving up into alpha and beta. Beta is how we run the day, right? When you're moving around and you're walking to the car or to work, your brain is in a state of alertness so that if there's a tiger, you can run. Okay, so definitely being in beta or in a sympathetic state, there's a time for it, definitely. But it's just when we're stuck in sympathetic or fight or flight, freeze, fawn, like a hypervigilance or hyper awareness all the time, then that's a problem, right? When the body's just tripped into that. So learning how to come out of that state. So these are just really helpful to know, and for where your brain is at. Maybe in the middle of the day, if you find that you're breathing really shallow or quick breaths, put your hand on your body and tell yourself you're safe, or put on some 432 hertz music and start to breathe yourself down right into a place of calm. But it's really understanding where you are in the day and what brain waves. Before you go to bed, you don't want to be in beta anymore. You want to be moving from, between alpha and then eventually theta, so you can fall into that nice deep sleep. During successful meditation, the subject typically starts off with high beta, so thinking, and then experiences more alpha. Take some deep breaths. It's when you calm, coming into parasympathetic or rest and digest, followed by more theta. It's almost like a liminal stage where you are awake, but you're not awake. You're also sleepy. And then delta, the deepest level. After some time, the reverse process takes place, bringing the person back to beta, feeling awake and refreshed, sometimes with new insights. Often in the morning is a really good time to reprogram the subconscious or receive messages from the spirit realm or from your intuitive downloads or the thoughts that you receive. So just paying attention to those early morning, what's coming in. You usually solve something that you've been wanting to solve. Okay, next, theta brain state. This is a meditation. You want to play soothing 432 hertz or 528 hertz music. Set an intention for the clearing, such as, I'm open to changing my self-worth, or I'm open to finding the root and clearing any low self-worth. It might be sadness, anger. I'm open to being curious to see why I have this anger, or, anger is going to bring some changes in my life. And so I would like this to be a holy kind of anger or an empowering anger, not a destructive anger. Money, your money story, right? Where's the root of this? Or a root pattern, whatever it is that you're feeling. So you're going to take 5 deep belly breaths and then see a staircase in your mind. Okay, so if you have time to do this meditation now, it would be really good. Or if you want to shut this off and go and do it on your own, the steps are pretty much, it is a simple meditation. Playing a very calming music, seeing the staircase of 5 stairs. And you're going to take a deep breath with each stair. Okay, so take a deep breath. And walk down 1 step or up, whatever you prefer. And then breathe in again. And you're going to take another step. Breathe in. Take 1 more step. That's number 3. Breathe in. And 1 more step. And down 1 more step. So you should feel very sleepy in a theta kind of state. If you're not there, then do 5 more breaths, 5 more stairs. And imagine when you're ready, so you're in that theta state or just that juicy, delicious calm. You're going to imagine that you are in front of a door to your brain, okay, or the subconscious. Walk inside the door and explore for 10 or 20 minutes. It's your meditation, so whatever feels good to you. What you can do is you can have an intention, like, what do I feel about my self-worth? And then go into the meditation. Or I'd like to find my power animal, my underworld animal, someone or something or a guide that's going to protect me or be with me, like a support, or connect to a loved one that has passed, whatever feels good to you. There's no right or wrong in any of this. You're just going to go in and explore. Okay, so that is how you walk yourself down into a theta state. And I feel it. I am in a very delicious, sleepy kind of state. Maybe not one that's good for recording a video. But when you are ready, walk back to the door, and then you're going to go up each step with a breath. So breathing in, step up 1, breathe in again, go up another step to waking up, breathe in again, and coming into full awareness, breathing in again, and final 1, waking back up, another deep breath in, and fully alert and awake. Right, and then just paying attention to how you felt or if you saw something when your eyes were closed. Usually looking at your forehead or in the center there is really good. So if you want to do that and go back and do another theta meditation or put on some shamanic music or 432 hertz music, and then you do the same thing where you walk down the 5 steps with a breath each time, open the door. But what are you going in to look for? Maybe it's just to discover, see what a message spirit has for you, or source, or God. Or maybe you want to go in with, I'd like to see, how do I view my money story? How do I view my self-esteem or my self-worth? Whatever it is that you feel like you would like an answer for, your intuition's going to know, right? And then you just go in with that curious mind and see what pops up. If you really want to wake up, then you can wiggle your toes and hands and come back into your body. Maybe even just rubbing your legs so you're grounding yourself. And it's always nice to journal about your self-discovery or your healing. If you're yawning, that's good. You're clearing, clearing old energies. But the journaling is nice for keeping track. And then if you decide to look back, especially if you're tracking, how you feel about different things that are going on or you're moving through some big emotions, it's going to help you just to be a guide to know how you're feeling. You can write it on the calendar as a way too. And another section here is to take a moment to visualize. So you can close your eyes and picture a beautiful indigo light pulsating on the third eye chakra location, just in between your eyes. And then if your eyes are open or closed, it works the same. Do you see any pictures or colors or visions? The more your body is in a calm state on a regular basis, the more you will see. So just a reminder, have fun with it, stay playful and curious. And you're learning. You'll have exactly what you need as far as the clairs, when and if you're meant to have them. We all have them. It's just when they're to come in or when you would want to utilize them or access them. So here are the clairs here. Clairaudience is mindful hearing of the inaudible. So you're hearing messages from God, Spirit, Creator. I have clairaudience and I hear it's my own voice. It's the sound of my own voice. But I hear like a very distinct message or a thought that I was not having at all. Sometimes it's even like, say this now or turn right. Like I don't have a choice. It's just like, this is the way you're going. So it's just, me paying attention to what's going on inside of my mind and then outside in the world around me as well. Clairvoyance is visions of the past, present, and future. Okay, intuitive feelings is clairsentience. Sentir is a Spanish word, so to feel, intuitive feelings regarding oneself or others. And sometimes you just know something, but you don't even know how you know. Just trust yourself. Until you're given new directions or new information, just trust yourself in that. Then clairalience is the gift of clear smelling or sensory. I have heard this as clear olfactant as well, another word. And that's where you can smell. So for example, maybe, sometimes I come into the spa and I smell like after the night after a party, right? And that smell is here. And I know, okay, no one's been partying here. So I just say, okay, is there someone here? Do you have a message? If not, then please lovingly go, right? So you are in full control of your space, but that is for people who have suddenly a gift of smelling, or maybe you smell cigarettes or perfume that your ancestor, or grandma, or someone wore, and it's a remembrance. It could even be that you're jumping timelines, so it's a little bit more advanced, but it all just depends. Just pay attention. What's going on around you, right? What have you been thinking about? The next is clairgustance, and that's the ability to use taste as a way to communicate. Sometimes you can taste something on your mouth, like metal, or it's just there's a memory maybe that's coming in through that. And then claircognizance, so to be cognizant, right? Or adept, right? You just know things, telepathic spiritual knowledge. And you just don't know how you know, but you know. So it's really just trusting yourself and your intuition and your instinct. of what's going on around you, being aware, not just, going through the motions of the day, but if you are paying attention and there's something in your surroundings, like maybe you're seeing squirrels, or there's a whole bunch of crows that just came by, or ants, whatever it is that you're in an awareness of, I always look at it with curiosity. And sometimes I'll look up the spiritual significance of, let's say, an ant or a spider. If, let's say today I saw three and I was aware and remembered that I saw them, then I will look it up because maybe there's a message in that for me. And I just look up spiritual significance of whatever it is, spiders, ants, crows. And for me, I just look for a message that feels good or something that resonates with what I've been thinking about or what's going on or in the moment when I saw it. It's almost like I feel, we're frequency and the fractals. So if we are bringing it into our awareness in that moment, there's a frequency resonance. And so I like to look up, what that sign might be, because sometimes it's a message like, hey, you're on the right track. And then that feels really good. You just continue to move forward. So again, just trust yourself. Develop these as you want or wish, and the calmer your nervous system is, the more you can access your third eye and the intuitive abilities. All right, thank you, and we'll see you in the next one for the crown chakra.